Hi, my name is Maxwell Acee Donovan. I play Ethan Macintosh on The Better Sister, and you're watching Pop Culture with Pat.
Guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. So excited to be joined by today's guests. Today, I'm talking to Maxwell Acee Donovan, who plays Ethan in The Better Sister, which is going to be on Prime. Thank you so much for your time today, Max.
Thank you for having me.
You're very
Excited to be
welcome.
here.
So just to start things off, I wanted to ask you about, so in the series you're playing Ethan, who when we currently meet him, he's living with his mom, played by Jessica Biel, and his dad, played by Corey Stoll. Can you just talk about working with those guys and developing that family dynamic that you share with those characters in the series?
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty wild experience. I've got to be honest. It was really fun. The very first like family day on set, we actually went and we did this photo shoot out in like I think it was in Long Island, out in this beautiful field, and it was we were like frolicking through the fields in jeans and white t-shirts, and we were all like, this is very quintessential. And then I remember this one photo where they were like, all right, now Corey, look at Max, and he kind of like grabbed me on the shoulder and looked like gave me just this hard stare, and I was like, oh. And it was pretty much instantly then I was like, okay, I get this dynamic. I see it. He's giving me a thousand things to work with. And yeah, I mean, they're both so incredible and just masters of their craft. So it's pretty fun to get to watch. And Jess actually, she called me or texted me, which was a pretty surreal text to get right after I booked it, and immediately started that dynamic. So I'm
Dang.
pretty grateful to everyone on this project for taking me under wing.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty cool to say that you got a text from Jessica Biel, so it's kind of hard to top that.
Right. Yeah, it was awesome. She said, "Hey, this is Jess," and I was like, "Jess, I don't know. Do I know Jess?" And my mom was like, "That's probably Jessica Biel."
You're like,
Wow.
oh, wait a
Yeah.
second, my bad.
Oh, I do know a Jess now.
And now, how can you tell audiences a little bit about how those two have kind of influenced the young man that we meet in this series when we get introduced to him?
Yeah, I mean, I think that when we meet Ethan, he's in this very kind of shut down place. I keep coming back to the term underwater. He's very stuck and he can't swim his way back up to the surface. And I think that that's largely due to his relationship with his parents. He's super close to his mom, but he knows that there are things there that he's not aware of. And his relationship with his dad is very complicated, as people will see in the series. But uh, I think those two are the largest influences on his current state of mind. And then as we kind of get to know him in these first few episodes, his relationship with Nicky really kind of throws like a whole wrench in that and just spins him in a whole new direction that kind of, influences what happens to him in the rest of the show.
Yeah, speaking of Nicky, I was gonna say Elizabeth Banks plays your biological mom in the series, so it's a pretty crazy there. Now,
Yeah.
those two where they definitely share a complicated relationship. How did you want to approach that dynamic working with Elizabeth?
Yeah, I mean, it was again. She really took me under wing so quickly, and I'm very grateful for that because I just got the opportunity to kind of feed off of how much she brings to each scene, and it was really fun. She is like a god, well, in general, but specifically at improv, and so each scene she would just sort of throw something new in there, and I am like, trying to think, would Ethan even respond, or is he because he's so quiet and reserved? Like, so I just kind of ended up kind of smiling and waving a lot. But yeah, I think getting to be in those scenes and sort of, this was the first time that we had met as actors, and so getting to build that relationship in a similar timeline to the two characters building their relationship was really interesting and rewarding.
And what was it just initially too about this whole family dynamic that kind of
Yeah.
drew you to the project in the first place? Obviously, you have the stars in there, you got the big names, but what was it
Right.
about that dynamic that really excited you about wanting to join the series and play this
Yeah.
character?
I mean, our showrunners, Regina and Olivia, and our directors, Craig, everyone, from that very, very first audition process, they sent me a couple of the scripts, and I literally couldn't put them down. It was so addicting. And um, specifically, Regina and Olivia really kind of fleshed out this super complex and addicting, for lack of a better term, family dynamic. And it was something that I was like, this is not really an experience that I share with Ethan, but it's something that I think a lot of people can relate to. And getting to dive into that and explore it as an actor was very rewarding, but also just as a fan of content, getting to be a part of such like an amazing script and series was really exciting.
And outside of what was already in the script, what did you want to bring
Yeah.
to the character of Ethan to kind of make him your own as well?
Yeah, I really wanted to. I mean, it was really fun getting to experience. So before the first audition, my dad had read the book. And so I was like, I've got 2 days to get this done. I'm going to read the script. Dad, give me the footnotes on what about Ethan? And so for that first audition, it was more, what I found on the page of the scripts. And then after I booked it, I was like, all right, now I get to read Alafair's amazing novel and sort of marry the two. So I wanted to be sure I grabbed little pieces of what everyone was thinking. And then I worked with my sister, and I are like each other's acting coaches. And so we kind of worked together to find, which is where I got the term underwater. I don't think I would have come up with that on my own. Just find those little nuances and sort of these moments that like separate Ethan from anything I had read about him and are just entirely kind of new, but are mainly influenced by one or the other of those writings.
Yeah, and it can be challenging sometimes too when I
Yeah,
feel like when you have something that's based off already a pre-existing IP in the book,
right,
in this case where it's like you want to stay true to that original character, but you also want to make them your own. So just being able to
right.
kind of find that balance between the two. So damn, it's crazy how you said that you only had the 2 days to kind of like prepare.
Yeah,
'Cause I was going to ask you if you had a chance to read it before you actually got to before you went to the
I'm
role or afterwards.
I'm very grateful that my dad had because I was like, I don't think I have time to crunch read this. It was the last couple episodes, a '90s show at the time, so I was like, oh, okay, I got this.
A lot going on. Later as the show's kind of going on, Ethan's life gets thrown into chaos a little bit.
Yeah.
So, what was it like just getting to explore some of those different elements as the series goes on as well?
That was really very fun. I mean, I remember, I think it was like episode 2 or 3. We shot them at the same time, so I can't remember which one. But I sat down with our showrunners, and they sort of gave me a breakdown of like, here's where we're expecting Ethan to go. And let's just sort of talk it through and see what you're thinking, what we're thinking, and how that can all mold together or meld together, and where he'll end up. And so getting to have that in my mind was something I'd never really gotten to do and like plant those seeds early on. Um, and so that was really rewarding just as an actor getting to kind of see that. And I think one of the main things for me was as the show progressed, everyone's relationships got closer and everyone was more comfortable in scenes together. And so we all just kind of got to have fun on set, even though it's this really deep kind of dark dramatic project. Those moments of dark comedy were able to shine through more and more, which was really fun.
Yeah, and do you have, I imagine even though it does have some darker subject matter for sure,
Yeah,
but you mentioned that you guys had a lot of fun working on this. Are there
yeah.
any just top your mind? Is there any like specific memories that some of your favorite memories from working on the series with this cast and this crew?
I mean, I think I've got two that came into mind immediately. There's that one scene when we were shooting some of the courtroom scenes. Um, Elizabeth brought bananagrams and had it set up on a table with like two giant Costco-sized bins of M&Ms. And so the entire cast on like filming breaks, we'd all gather around that table and play bananagrams as fast as humanly possible while chowing down M&Ms. And then we were like, all right, now we got to go be dramatic again.
Yeah, gotta be serious, guys.
Right. And then I think outside of set, it was just so much fun. We all got to kind of hang out in the city together. We played, I had never heard of it until this. We played Padel, which is like pickleball, tennis, and racquetball all pushed into one.
Oh,
Very
geez,
fun.
I
I'm
haven't heard of
terrible at it. Oh, Lord. I mean, I think I'm pretty good, you know?
it. Oh yeah,
But I mean, I could name 1,000 things. It was a very fun project, and I think that was necessary in terms of like, otherwise it would have been so
yeah,
heavy, you know?
yeah.
Yeah,
Just kind of to separate from the mood that was on the actual project itself. Well,
exactly.
glad that you had a great time. I guess just to like wrap things up for you, Max, was
Yeah.
there Anything else that you would like to say about the series, just in general, what fans can kind of expect, and where can fans stay up to date with you moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of my favorite things about this is it's from top down, it's just beautifully crafted. I mean, it's beautifully written. Everyone, all of these actors are, as everyone else, just incredible. Our crew was incredible. It's shot beautifully. It's like a cinematic masterpiece wrapped up in this thriller series. It's all the way around. It's just going to be a lot of fun, and I think it's very bingeable. I think people are really going to dig it. Yeah, I mean, I think that's about it for me.
No, no, yeah,
I'm
I
looking
agree for
forward to
sure.
it.
Definitely recommend people checking it out, and can't wait to for you once it is out to just, for fans to give, feedback and all that good
Yeah,
stuff. And yeah, as far as like for you, do you have like social media where can like fans stay up to date with you moving forward?
I do. I'm Mad Max Donovan on everywhere that you can find me, which is it's my initials. My parents named me Mad Max for real, which
Oh,
is
that's awesome.
awesome. I'm very grateful.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
I
meant to be
appreciate
here.
the name. Yeah.
Right?
Well, hey, Max, I
It's
just
good
want to
stuff.
say thank you so much for your time today. It's been wonderful getting to talk to you
Thank
about the
you.
project. Congratulations on the project.
Thanks.
People will be able to check that out on Prime Video. And yeah, you're welcome back anytime in the future.
Thank you so much. Great to meet you. Hi, my name is Maxwell Acee Donovan. I play Ethan Macintosh on The Better Sister, and you're watching Pop Culture with Pat.